Hey, what's going on, guys? Jet Rod here. Once again, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might get what you need. These guys need to go outside, but they're not going out right now because they just wasted my time when we went out there and they were chasing the neighbor's dogs down the fence line. Get out of my sight. Get out of here. You're good boys. Anyway, check it out. Switching out the kitchen towels. We're going to rotate. I'm going to dry some things off while we're talking. I keep making protein shake shorts because I'm somewhat of a protein shake research scientist. I'm sure a lot of you have too, but I've been taking protein shakes for a long time. Ever since I was a kid in junior high. In junior high, where I went to junior high, it was like a, get to change your towels out. Where I went to junior high, it was like, our weight room was, when you joined 7th grade football, our weight room was like, it was unreal. It was like a bodybuilding mecca type of a gym. Like a 60s, 70s era mecca type of a gym. And the coaches were, one in particular, brutal. Nice guy, really nice guy. But brutal in the weight room. I mean, he created men in the 7th grade. You would literally leave there that year out of the program with chest hair. So they were always, back when I was younger, they didn't want, the football players they didn't want them, first off, you're in the 7th grade. Second off, they really didn't want the football players lifting too heavy. But Coach Brown, that was his name, Coach Brown, he was not with that. He was let's hoist some solid weight, some big loads. And we did. I wasn't that great with the bench press. My upper body didn't really develop until a lot later, which we've kind of talked about that a little bit with the whole push-up program and really breaking it open and really pointing your finger at your chest saying, you're going to freaking grow, dude. You're going to grow if it's up to me, and it is up to you. It's in the mind. Partially. You got to put in the work, but it starts in the mind. Everything starts as a thought, every physical thing. But my lower body I was just always gifted in the lower body. I squatted with the linemen, and I was like a cornerback. I didn't play football very long, but I was a cornerback. And they tried to get me to be a linebacker. I was just too small. I got trucked several times. And never injured. But anyway, point is, protein shakes, we're talking about nutrition here. We would be not prescribed protein shakes, but they would definitely suggest that we get a little extra protein in our lives. So from a young age, I was into some protein shakes. And I had a buddy that, as I got a little older, we would just take, your mom didn't want to get you like, we weren't going to GNC in my town, and your parents weren't getting you like some $50 a tub protein. You were getting like back then, probably $12 a tub whey protein, which is great. Whey is great. Whey is, out of all the proteins, not superior, but on the same top tier to me as whole food protein powder. But anyway, so I started mixing shakes up, and I had a buddy, when I was in the 9th grade, I started taking jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and judo. The whole mixed martial arts craze was going on. And, if you've ever trained in any of those martial arts, if you've ever really seriously trained, we were pretty serious, then you know that it's mostly conditioning. It's a lot of conditioning going on. Your learning of the martial art itself in the classes you take is almost external to the conditioning that you do. The shrimping across the floor, the belt pulls, you're holding the belt, your partner's running, your training partner. My training partner was like 6'4". I'm about 5'11" on a good day. You know, if I wear my boots, I'm just above 6 feet tall. And it makes me feel tall. But anyway, if you feel tall, I'm not going to get into the short king thing. But being an average size man is interesting. You put the boots on, and all of a sudden you're tall. Point is, we did P90X and Insanity workouts in a place in the middle of town. Our gym was just outside of town. In the middle of town, there was a gym that had a protein bar, and my buddy David would always, at the end of those P90 classes, he would give us a shake, and he used to make these shakes, man. And from then on, I was like, man, I want to make good shakes. So I started experimenting with shakes. So I say all that to say, the whole making the shakes and the shorts, I just want to share some shake recipes. The cherry one, I'll tell you what, since most people watching this video, anybody watching this video, that the numbers of people watching the short probably far exceed people watching the video. So a little tidbit, let you on to the inside of this thing. The first shake with the snickerdoodle, the veggie protein from Steel, I put that tart cherry in that whipping cream. I've never done that before. I've taken tart cherry. I take apple cider vinegar with my beef liver tablets on the big cuts. I get the honey cayenne, organic, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. I take a shot of that in the middle of the day with my beef liver tablets and my amino acids. But where are we going with that? Oh, the tart cherry, the antioxidants that you get from the cherry itself. It's kind of it's something that helps me to kind of get cleaned up a little bit. Like I said, the bulk was really dirty. I've cleaned the bulk up. I'm just back to rice or oats for my extra 300 to 500 calories instead of a pack of brownies, box of Little Debbie's, Christmas trees. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man, I could go for some right now. But we don't have any. We got rid of all of them. We took them to the Christmas dinner, and we left them there. We dropped off the treats. Little Debbie is at my grandma's house. Okay, anyway, point is, I put that tart cherry and that whipping cream in there, and I knew that whipping cream was going to offset the tartness. I did not realize, and I don't know if this is going to be a copyright thing, because I don't know, but Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia ice cream, it's got the dark chocolate chunks, the thick, creamy vanilla ice cream. I think it might be a vegan ice cream, actually, so it might not be thick and creamy, technically. It's just whatever they do to synthesize ice cream. Don't remember what they do. And the cherries. I love that ice cream. It's very good. When I drank that snickerdoodle shake, oh my God, I was like, this tastes exactly like a Cherry Garcia, just with the snickerdoodle flavor, and I wanted to get more of a pure Cherry Garcia flavor. So I went and got a small tub of the whey, which I don't normally take whey, but whey is a great protein source. It's good if you're going to do shakes. And I'll make one more point about shakes, and then we'll get off of this in a second. But after I drank that, I said, holy crap, I need to get this dialed in. Because I got to share this recipe with the world, because I drank it and I'm cleaned up the bulk. I'm not eating, at the worst, I was getting a tub and a half. I was not a tub, but like a pint of ice cream. I was eating like a pint and a half a night, going way beyond what I needed to, and I'm paying for it. And I'm paying for it in the gym too. I'm having to really amp the diet with the amping up of the lifting and actually putting in like 20 minutes of actual cardio there at the end, and trying to maintain muscle and still bulking some. I'm in a confusing time, but thanks for riding along with me. Point is, so I gotta dial this in. So today's shake, the perfect cherry protein shake, or whatever I called it, the greatest, whatever. It's not quite there. You should try it. But if you try it and you're watching this video, somebody who tries it based on the short, I'm going to leave it out there, because I'm I'm not that much of a perfectionist. We'll get it right next. It was very good. It was very tasty, but something is off balance. All the flavors are there. The profile is there for the cherry Garcia. Something is not quite right. So anyway, we'll improve upon that. But the point I was going to make about protein shakes is when we're talking about we never did talk about that, because when I read further into Vince Gironda's high definition steak and eggs diet, breakfast, lunch, and dinner was the steak and eggs with all the supplementation that he prescribes with it. Or he's not a doctor, but I guess you would still call it prescribing. I guess they don't have a goddamn copyright on that word. With all that supplementation, that's dead on what he said to do. Don't deviate on the third or fourth day. He said third and fourth day at different times talking about this. So third or fourth day is when you carb up for dinner. You just do the carbs. You leave the protein out of the equation for whatever reason. But that's what he said to do. Some of the people, like Alan Palmieri, the guy that wrote that article that we had the PDF printed out of, and several other sources like on Reddit and places where I was really doing a deep dive, they were supplementing protein shakes. Here's what I know for absolutely certain about supplementing with protein shakes. The smartest thing to do, if you don't have any food restrictions, I don't know what to tell you if you have food restrictions, and even if I did, I'm not trying to put anybody in anaphylactic shock or something. So here's what I know as somebody without food allergies, without an issue with protein sources. The biological value is high with whey and whole food proteins. That MRE Light from Redcon 1 is a whole food protein source. It's made with like fish and chicken and stuff, and beef. I think there might be a beef protein isolate in there. I don't remember. But that's a good one too. Beef protein isolate from Carnivore, very good. And the whey is just milk fat protein. So if you're going to supplement shakes between breakfast and lunch, about a 25 to, we'll say 20, between 24 and 40 grams of protein, which is about as much as you can digest in one feeding, that goes to the muscles. It'll all get digested. The point is, if you're going to supplement 2 shakes or more than 1 shake in a day, make at least one of those shakes a different protein source. So if I'm going to do 2 shakes, I'm going to do, for me, I would do whey in the morning. No. Right now, I would do whole food. I would do a whole food or a animal-based protein source in the morning, and then I would do a whey in the evening when I'm closer to that last meal where I am going to do carbs, where I'm going to eat a meal that I can go to sleep on. You know, I'm not going to wake up at 1 a.m. and just be like, God bless America, I'm starving to death. You know? Yeah, that's all I had to say today. I just wanted to talk about the shakes and the protein, and I am tweaking that recipe. Mark my words. We're going to perfect it, and we're going to have this recipe on the Jet Rod channel for this cherry shake, and it's going to be delicious. So I'll talk to y'all later. Happy New Year.